I'm Charlotte. I'm a PC within North Yorkshire Police. I do response policing, and I've been in since the 29th of June 2020, so almost 3 years now. I'm PCDA, so I've been doing the degree for 3 years now. I've just submitted my dissertation for the degree. So my partner and I, we live together. We have been together December 2021. We've lived together since July 2022, and we live currently in Sunderland, which is where he's from. I commute about an hour each way. I mean, for us, obviously Sam's on a higher wage than I am, so it means when the mortgage goes up this year, he'll be taking on more of the bills because I'm just not able to take on an equal amount of the bills and still afford to get to work and back and afford to see my family. So for me, cost of living crisis. So my family, my parents and my brothers and my grandparents live 2.5 hours away from where I'm living now. For me, it means sometimes I'd go home every couple of weeks to see them, and I'll go home every month, every 6 weeks, which is annoying because my granddad's terminally ill. So I have to balance being able to see my terminally ill granddad and knowing that each time I see him might actually be the last time, with trying to find the 40 quid in fuel to be able to go and see my parents, which is, it's a bit degrading really, because you have to make those choices. And I'd do at least one extra night shift a week, which then came back onto my personal life because I was working, not seeing my partner, not seeing my family, friends, constantly tired. And I also work a lot of my rest days anyway at home on my degree, which has taken up quite a lot of my time. I actually run a business from home. So I started renovating furniture when I was 18 as a bit of a hobby. And then I found that it could actually be a nice way to turn over some extra cash. And I found myself doing that every day and after work on my rest days, just to sort of make ends meet. I worked in North Yorkshire Police since my 18th birthday in a civilian capacity. So I've not only seen the erosion of pay in my colleagues, I've also seen it in the erosion of pay in myself, because I was on a civilian's wage with a 25% shift allowance at the time. I was a detention officer in custody. Now, when I, including salary and shift allowance, when I went onto a police officer's wage from being police civilian staff, who obviously work equally as hard as we do, you know, I'm not undermining that. I took a £550 per month pay cut. And I've now been an officer for 3 years, and I am still not up to the wage I was on before as a civilian. It's quite degrading and it makes me feel undervalued. You know, I'm not saying we should be entitled to earn thousands and thousands of pounds more than, you know, other professions. I just think we should be paid fairly. I've had incidents that have impacted my mental well-being really quite significantly. I can't talk about it too much because I believe the investigation is still ongoing. However, I was one of the first on scene to a triple fatal road traffic collision last year. And that it takes it out of you. It really does take it out of you. With the risks we take being what they are, I know we sign up to it. But I've been in some situations where I genuinely feared for my own personal safety as a response officer, you know, on a night shift or whatever, and then checking my bank balance on the same day, for example, having almost nothing. And just, I remember thinking, is this actually worth it? It gets me down because this is all I've ever wanted to do since I was a kid. There's never been anything else that I've wanted to do. And having to ask myself that question as to whether I want to leave the police and do something else, it's demoralising. I'm a qualified criminal counsellor, so I did my first degree whilst working full time. So I could leave and do that, and I wouldn't be as invested or enjoy it as much, but I wouldn't be working night shifts and I'd have money left over at the end of the month. My heart's not in any other job in the private sector in the same way that it is in, like I said, my line managers and our supervision know the morale is low, and particularly with the cost of living crisis, and they're doing everything they can. I feel really supported by my line managers, but we had 32 on our intake. I think we're down to 25, 26, and I know a couple of them were overpay and conditions.